Yossi Eilfort is the founder and president of Magen Am USA, a nonprofit dedicated to training, empowering, and protecting members of the Jewish community. Welcome. Thanks for being here. How does it work?
How does it work? We think that the best solution for a community being safe is to take members of that community and empower them to be that safety layer. So everyone can be kind of their own first responder, and everyone has the strength that they need to make it through their day.
Well, we see some images of at gun ranges and literally training people how to use guns. So talk to us about sort of the intricacies of how it works.
Absolutely. So training is the biggest thing. When the more trained members of the community we have, the more people are prepared to deal with various problems. Firearms is definitely a component, and we've seen a crazy surge in that over the last 2 months. Over 800 people come through lectures about purchasing firearms, and we want to make sure they're doing it the right way. We want to make sure that they are properly, responsibly, going through the right steps and not just buying a gun and sticking it somewhere, because that could be dangerous. So firearms training, walking them through the purchase all the way through coming to the range with us, learning how to use it, how to be effective with it, as well as other, situational awareness training and knowing what to look out for and how to talk, de-escalation and avoiding any fights that we can. Obviously, we don't want people to get into fights, but we want them to have the tools to deal with whatever problems are facing them.
And you've got this very interesting background where you were an MMA fighter and a rabbi.
Yeah. Talk
to us about that dichotomy and what you learned from that MMA experience.
So I don't see it as a dichotomy at all. For me, fitness, self-defense were always part of my mission for my community. I think that if you look throughout history, many of the community leaders were also warriors. All of the kings in biblical times were fighting the wars alongside their people.
Sure.
Not comparing myself to them, but saying that,
yeah.
I think all of us, it's incumbent upon, we're coming up on Hanukkah, and it's another story of people trying to kill Jewish people, and us saying, no, we're going to stand up and we're going to protect ourselves, and we're going to have our faith and trust in God, and also take practical steps to make ourselves a little bit safer.
So when it comes down to it, you're a private security company, so do neighborhoods reach out to you for your services, sort of a thing? And then I'm really interested in sort of the relationship between you and, say, LAPD and LASD. What's that like?
Sure. So we are the only nonprofit licensed as a security company. So schools hire guards. We've got teams to deal with that. Our primary focus is house of worship security, community security, as opposed to retail or anything like that. So it's people, not property. And yeah, we did it this way so that we can stay aligned with all the state licensing and make sure that the government is very comfortable with what we're doing, because this could definitely be done the wrong way if it's not done the right way. So because of that, we've had an incredible relationship with law enforcement, LAPD, FBI. I was just blessed to be a guest at the graduation ceremony this past Friday for LAPD. An amazing relationship with a lot of law enforcement officers.
So obviously there's a lot of people that are feeling unsafe right now, that are feeling targeted. What is your message to those people?
We can't control who targets us. We can decide not to be a victim. And so we want people to feel empowered, know that they've got the tools, take some training, and really prepare themselves, because I don't want our community to walk around in fear. It's terrible that there are people calling for the genocide of the Jewish people globally, even marching on the streets of LA. It's crazy that they've flipped the narrative so quickly and made it seem like somehow Jews living their lives in LA are the bad guys. And instead of our community feeling in fear, we want them to feel like, there are people out to get us. There always have been, probably always will be. And they may choose to target us, but we will not be victims. We're not going to roll over. We are going to be prepared, and we're going to protect ourselves.
I like that message. Well, thank you for all the work that you do, and everyone with Magen Am. Rabbi Yossi Eilfort, thank you so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you, Maura. Thank you, Alex.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.